Hi everyone and welcome to Dural Kids Online. My name's Dougal and today we're going to see what happened when a man called Zacchaeus met Jesus. But first I've got some special guests with me.
Hi everyone!
I've got Team Hoken and they're going to help us to see what happened that day in Jericho. I wonder though, have you ever met somebody called Zacchaeus? I haven't. Bit of a strange name, so we're going to call him Zach for short. And we're going to read from the Bible. This is God's word to us. This is how God speaks to us. Now, listen to what happened that day in Jericho. Jesus was going through Jericho when a man named Zacchaeus also lived. He was in charge of collecting taxes and he was very rich. Now, you'd think that being rich would mean that Zach was also really happy. But Zach wasn't happy at all. He was quite lonely. And the reason Zach was lonely is because he was a greedy man who collected money from people and gave it to the government. Anyhow, one day when Jesus came to Jericho, a huge crowd gathered. People everywhere. Have a listen to what happened. Jesus was coming and Zacchaeus wanted to see what he was like. But Zacchaeus was a short man and he couldn't see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and he climbed a sycamore tree. When Jesus got there, he looked up and said, "Zacchaeus, hurry down. I want to stay with you today." Wow! Here's Jesus, this huge celebrity, and he wants to have a meal with Zacchaeus. I've never had somebody famous come to my house. I wonder if you have. Do you know what Zacchaeus did? He hurried down and he gladly welcomed Jesus. And we're going to watch a short clip to see what happened that day in Jericho.
Jesus was going through Jericho, where a man named Zacchaeus lived. He was in charge of collecting taxes and was very rich. Jesus was heading his way, and Zacchaeus wanted to see what he was like. But Zacchaeus was a short man and could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree. When Jesus got there, he looked up and said, "Zacchaeus, hurry down. I want to stay with you today." Zacchaeus hurried down and gladly welcomed Jesus. Everyone who saw this started grumbling.
"This man Zacchaeus is a sinner, and Jesus is going home to eat with him."
Later that day, Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord,
"I will give half of my property to the poor, and I will now pay back 4 times as much to everyone I have ever cheated."
Jesus said to Zacchaeus, "Today, you and your family have been saved, because you are a true son of Abraham. The Son of Man came to look for and to save people who are lost."
Wasn't that amazing? Jesus asks Zacchaeus to be his friend and then they enjoy a meal together. Do you know what that means, kids? That means that we can be friends with Jesus too. No matter who you are or what you've done, Jesus wants to be your friend. Even someone like Zacchaeus, a greedy man, he can be friends with Jesus too. And you know what? Becoming friends with Jesus changed Zacchaeus forever. This man who was greedy and mean, listen to what he did after he welcomed Jesus. Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, "I'll give away half of my property to the poor, and I'll now pay back 4 times as much to everyone I've ever cheated." Just like Zacchaeus, Jesus wants to be your friend too. Maybe you could pray now, asking God that Jesus would be your friend. Now, you need Mum and Dad's help because in the video I've put a download so that you can draw a cartoon of what happened that day in Jericho when Jesus met Zacchaeus. I hope to see you next time. Bye everyone!